So hey everyone, it's been probably a month or so since the last video that I did, and I wanted you to see how far things have gotten, especially now since Blair has gotten home and has been able to help get the garden together. So how about a little tour? I don't have my mic attached today, but it's not windy, so I'm hoping that sound won't be a problem. So here we are. Let's start at the pumpkin patch. So I think the last time I showed you guys the pumpkin patch, it just had this dirty looking mulch down, but now we have put straw all over it and cute little lights in the corner. And now they're all coming up. So all the different pumpkins that we planted are coming up, including this one right here, the Long Island cheese that I have planted 3 times, but the stupid chipmunks keep pulling or digging them up. I've discovered that if you have any problems with like chipmunks or digging critters, digging rodents, that cedar chips, like real cedar, really works. It keeps them away, and it's like it, does something weird to their brains, so they stay away from it. So this is the only thing that has worked to keep them from digging. We've got lots of chipmunks. So what we're going to see next here, the next thing that we have to do is Blair is going to put up a fence all the way around this, just a short picket fence, just more to keep the vines contained. And I'm going to paint it blue because, got to make it cute. So that's going to happen. There's the cranberry patch still. So let's go down to the garden and see what else has been done. Here's the windmill. You can see I've planted under the windmill. I weeded the whole thing, and I planted a bunch of petunias, so you can see there, and the little teeny things in the middle growing, that's all coxcomb. And then right here is our moonflowers, which we've grown before around the windmill, and what they do is they climb up, and moonflowers bloom at night, so they're going to look really awesome. They have great big white flowers. So here's the front.
Help me, she's a slave driver. I don't feel safe in my own garden. Send help, please.
Don't listen to him. It's about time he worked after, chilling for 7 weeks in New York, taking it easy. Now he's complaining about having to work.
You don't know what she makes me do.
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't.
Oh, brother.
It's not all legal.
Oh, brother. Okay, so here's the fence. And Blair has built about 1/3 of it, but now we're waiting on pickets because, weirdly enough, in Corona land, that's one of the shortages is, wood, hewn wood. So, but it looks amazing, and Blair strung some solar lights on it today, so that's going to look really super cool. This archway, this cattle panel archway. I think I showed you this last time before anything had really come up, but those petunias I grew from seed, and the ones you grow from seed just get so much bigger than the ones that you buy. And then right behind, this is the night blooming tobacco, the nicotiana. This will eventually climb up the trellis. That's the goal. And on the other side is clematis. So I planted 3 clematis here, and then this is moonflower, so I've got moonflowers growing here too, so the clematis and the moonflower will grow together. And these were store-bought petunias, which are inferior, probably because they were raised in a sweatshop or something. All right, so coming in, so here's the first tomato trellis. Last time I showed you, it had teeny tiny little plants in it. Now it has big giant plants that are all producing. In fact, check this out. Look at that. They are loaded, including with one of our favorites, which is the sun gold. They're absolutely loaded. We've been doing a trick this year where you kind of stimulate the flowers, and that helps to spread the pollen. It's really cool, and it is clearly working. This is the, Love Lies Bleeding, and that's the Zulu Prince Daisy is now coming up. I have to show you guys, I think I talked before about the volunteer tomatoes. I mean, this is so crazy. I'm gonna put my water down. It's hard to walk and talk and carry water. Okay, so here's the volunteer tomatoes you can see. I think all told, I counted about 30 volunteer tomatoes, and we had 92 plants that we grew intentionally, so you can do the math there. But coming along fine, and I have no idea what they are. We took 4 out and put them over here in this fire ring. I don't know what they're going to be. We'll see. I have a feeling I'm going to be up to my ears in cherry tomatoes. So I just want to show you, this is another type of tomato we grew this year for the first time. And just for the novelty, these are currant tomatoes. Look how little they are. They're tiny. So here you can see some red ones. And then we also have gold ones over here. They're so little, but they're really good. I don't think you can do much with these except just eat them, you know? And they're really good, so why not? So you're seeing just this side. I mean, look at this. So the things will start ripening pretty soon. This right here is an indigo blueberry. And then lots and lots of paste tomatoes, which are so great for canning. You see there's all kinds of them here. And we had this a new tomato. Let me see if I can find one to show you. This is called alpaca. All right, and they're weirdly shaped. They get long, almost like a cucumber. Yeah, crap, now I can't find one. I saw them earlier. I was out here giving all of them, the tomatoes, a haircut. Oh, here we go. Let's see if I can get, there we go. Yeah, so you can see. See, they're long, and they get way longer and thinner, but they're almost like a cucumber in length. And down here is the chamomile, which is just now starting to flower. So that's really super cool. Okay, a few other things I want to show you. The strawberries, really bushing out. Just threw some cattle fencing on it because that seems to discourage the deer when they make it in the garden. I don't know what's going to happen with edamame this year. As you can see, they're just not doing great. Something got in the garden, whether it was deer or rabbits, we don't really know what, and for some reason all they wanted to do was eat the edamame. They ignored all the other bush beans and just went for the edamame. So I've replanted them, but I just don't know what we're going to get. And here's the other 2 varieties of bush beans. But look at this corn. Holy crap. You can really see. Yeah, and 3 kinds of corn here. I already told you guys about that. We had a really bad windstorm the other day. Got a couple inches of rain and some really bad wind, and everything blew over, so we staked it up. It should be fine, but I had no idea it was they were going to be so vulnerable in this spot. And this is the kohlrabi, which is getting absolutely eaten to death by beetles, so I got to put some BT and diatomaceous earth down to keep those critters away. Poppies. And here's the onion patch, which is so cool. I just noticed today, as I was giving them all a haircut, that we have some bulbs starting to form. Let me see if I can find some. Yeah, let me see. See, this is starting to form now. And it's still, they've got probably another, I'd say at least 60 days to go, if not more, but wow, we're gonna have some good onions. Chives are doing great, leeks are doing great. Garlic has probably got, my guess is gonna be somewhere around 4th of July we'll be taking the garlic. The leaves are starting to die back quite a bit. We already took the scapes on the hard neck. So yeah, they're really, this is all soft neck down here. This is all really starting to die back. I harvested my sorry beets the other day. We got enough for 1 meal. Jesus. Another fire ring where I've got nasturtiums and sunflowers growing. Raspberry bed. Over here, this is kind of cool. So again, my petunias that I grew from seed, which are much better looking than the ones you get at the store. And these are tamarillos. They're really getting big. You can see how big they're getting. And starting to flower too. So they're really getting huge. Then in the middle there, we've got, those are, that you're looking at there, are sugar baby watermelons. They're very small, so they're gonna grow along the trellis. And then this is the Charente melons, which are really yummy and also small. Right there is a kajari. Only got one of those to come up. And here's the hedging. I got 2 of those. I've already harvested the collards once, but I need to come in and harvest them again. They're absolutely huge, and if we play our cards right, we can get a second crop of collards. They get even better after they've had a frost. But down here, we've got cucumbers. So I gotta harvest some leaves just so that the cucumbers can climb the trellis. Over here is the amaranth. It was tiny last time I showed you. Look how big it is. Parsley and lovage. Fennel and sage, the rosemary forest, and the 2 roselles. Aren't they cool? All right, let's go down here. There's a few new things to show you. So I cleaned this bed out, got all the weeds out, and I planted where the irises are. I wanted some really good organic ground cover, something that can be like a cover crop. So I grew down here, this is Bee's Friend. And over here, this is crimson clover. And crimson clover is a fantastic cover crop. So it comes up, it spreads, keeps the weeds back, and then it dies and provides organic matter. So it's really awesome. Lingonberries are doing well. Blueberries doing well. Let me take you over to the peppers because that's some exciting news in Pepperland. So the peppers are all doing great. Blair just put the cages around them today. These are shishitos. I've never had peppers in June. It's amazing to me. They're usually like late July, August. So, but the shishitos are coming out. And let's see, I had another big one down here. Yeah, this right here. That's a Lesia. It's a Hungarian pepper. These are really great for canning. And then over here we have scarlet runners there, but then there's, so you can see pepperoncini, really early, again, very early. A couple miscellaneous ones. And over here are bell peppers and more runner beans. It's the tomatillos. That's one tomatillo, and there's the other. They're doing great. And the strawberries are really filling out here. Hopefully we'll get a few. And over here are ground cherries, which I'll show you are already putting on fruit. Lots of fruit, but they're not ready yet. Okay, and that is a garbanzo. Those are garbanzo beans. These are Chinese noodle beans. See how big they are. Got a couple sunflowers in the corner. And then over on this side, this is the Calypso black beans, and then these are the Cherokee Trail of Tear black beans. More bell peppers. This is kind of a cool one. I'm going to actually harvest this one today, but I want you to see this. Look how beautiful that is. That is a lilac bell. You can see how purple. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. And it's June. I'm getting peppers in June. None of the other bell peppers are that ambitious, but they're all flowering, so we'll get plenty. And over here is the squash box. So this down here is honey goat delicata, which I don't think that was up last time I showed you. And then over here is acorn. Those 2 are acorn. So looking down here, you can see the potatoes, which I think were dinky last time I did the tour, but they're huge now. So 3 different kinds of potatoes. No, I don't remember what they are, but 3 different kinds of potatoes here. And then each of these bags are fingerlings. And then the tomatoes, as far as you can see, and every single one of these plants has fruit on it. I spent a couple hours today attending to each plant individually, pruning off the little suckers and also taking off the bottom leaves, because when you grow high density like we do, you really need to make sure that you control their growth. There's some peas that are not quite given up the ghost yet, but everything has fruit. Like absolutely everything. I was amazed, and some of it has a ton of fruit. You can see, I mean, look at all this that we're getting. This means a lot of work for me, particularly in July, August, and probably September. I'll be doing a lot. These are really cool. So these are Black Beauties. So you can get a look at them. So they've got black shoulders, and they will actually, the whole fruit should turn black, and they're fantastic to make conserva, so the tomato paste that I always make. We grew those just to make conserva. And then we have a lot of beefsteak, you know, the really big tomatoes this year because they're so great for canning. You get just a few of them and they go a long way. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you is the bean patch. So last time I showed this to you, it was peas everywhere. Well, now the peas have come down and the beans are taking over. So they're really coming along. You can see we've got, I think I've planted 6 different kinds of beans. It's not that it's going to be a lot of beans. Well, it will be a lot of beans. We'll be giving some away, but it's also just we wanted to go for variety this year. So there's a lot. I think these are peas that still haven't died. And then this, on this side, is celery. I don't know if you guys can hear that squealing. We have all these sonic alert things set up all over the place that keep the little critters away. Yeah, so some of these celery are super close to needing to be harvested, so I'm going to come out and blanch them so that they will be tasty and not bitter. Here's the okra. Okra's coming along. Grows very, very fast this time of year. And artichokes. I don't expect, again, to get anything this year, but they are perennial, so they should come back next year, provided we don't get a horribly cold winter. So there you have it. I mean, looks really different, doesn't it? Oh, look at the basil. Yeah, I do have to show you that. Look at that basil, man. Whew, I gotta come and trim that too. More of it down here. And I think I have something like 6 different kinds, 6 or 7 different kinds of basil too. Wonderful companion plant for tomatoes. Yeah. So there you have it. Wanted you all to see it. So again, I'm really, really sad that we won't get to Washington this year. This is just small comfort, being able to grow some things and spend some time out in the garden. But we would so much rather be with all of you. So take care, everybody. Love you. Bye.